Well, good morning, David Kern here with the CBS AM Debrief on Thursday the 6th of July. I got that right, haven't I? No, sorry, 7th. Looking at the wrong number here, clearly. 7th of July. So what happened overnight? Well, US indices all up to varying degrees. The Dow up 0.45%, the most of all. S&P 500 up just 0.1 and Nasdaq up 0.29. Pretty well the rest of the world, or at least the rest of the Americas and Europe, were down. Moody's yesterday cut Portugal's credit rating to junk status. I don't know that that's helped encourage things in the European bourses there. So here we saw the FTSE off a third of a percent, the CAC up close to 0.5%, and the DAX up, down 0.11. And then various other moves, including Milan down 2.44, quite a big move there. Madrid 1.44, and so on. Let's have a look at how we closed up yesterday. Our market was fairly high, just 6.9 points. The Nikkei 110, and Hang Seng down 230. Now I do recall the Hang Seng was up quite strongly at one stage. Yeah. So yeah, fairly big gyration there. China did hike its rates for the third time this year, so that wasn't taken by the market all that well there, it would seem. Looking now to our region, futures suggesting that we'll open up, slow down a bit here, that we will open down 8 points, bit of a mouthful there, so pretty much a flat day here. Hang Seng down 316 and the Nikkei down 60. So yeah, we're looking for today for our jobs numbers to come out, and then of course we've got some fairly important data out throughout the rest of today and going into tomorrow. The commodities space, crude's moved up a little bit higher now. It's nudging or getting up close to $100. It's at 97.20. Natural gas took a bit of a caning overnight there. I saw earlier on. It fell some 10 plus cents. So for our natural gas warrant holders, clients who hold that position, we pretty much back down to where we got in at, unfortunately. So yeah, it looks like we'll be holding on to that one a bit longer yet. In the rest of the softs commodity space, the bigger movers were cotton down 1.82, wheat down 1.35. Now that was on the back of I think around a 4% move the other day, so a little bit of a sell-off there perhaps. Cocoa up or down 1.21, and then to the upside, rough price up 1.83, and any other significant moves to the upside, frozen orange juice 1.18 to the upside. Copper was at $4.33.35, gold at $15.29.30. That's put on quite a big move here. In fact, it did get sold off quite savagely overnight, but then recovered quite quickly. So we see here that silver is at $35.92 here. Now I know that Jono's been talking about silver being our preferred long position because there's currently around a 30% differential between the sell-off that silver has seen and the sell-off that gold has seen. Silver's being 30% more dramatic a sell-off, so we see that is due to play catch-up. Okay, moving right along. Euro buying 1.4319 US dollars, the pound buying 1.6003, the US dollar buying 80.9445 yen, the Aussie buying 106.97. and the US dollar buying 96.51 CAD, and the US buying just 0.8394 Swiss francs. Okay, let's have a look at that economic calendar now. So we had the US non-manufacturing composite out, pretty much in line with expectations there, 53.3. And then, as mentioned this morning, we have some jobs numbers out. We're expecting around 15,000. And we're expecting unemployment to stay at 4.9%. We then move into some Swiss data later on this afternoon, and then into German industrial production expecting 7%, and year on year and then month on month. And then some UK asset purchase targets and the rates decision out of the UK. Expectations they'll keep that on 0.5%. And then of course Euro or European Central Bank rates decision. They're looking at putting that up 0.5% is the consensus from 1.25% there. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Then we've got the US private employment change numbers out. Now sometimes this can really throw a spanner in the works, as it did a few months ago when an unexpected reading came through that really disappointed, and that can be almost significant in some situations as the non-farmers payrolls, which of course being the first Friday of the month is due out tomorrow night at 10:30 our time, East Coast time I should say. That number is expected to stay at 9.1, which is showing just how difficult and prolonged this period of high unemployment is taking to sort out in the States. So they're looking for 100,000 new jobs created. Last month was 54. And then we've also got similar numbers out of Canada there tomorrow evening as well. And that about wraps up the economic calendar. Just want to cover a couple of the, might have a quick look at VectorVest, just see what it's saying, what its top picks are. Pretty much got the same lineup here that we have had for several weeks now, except Lend-Lease has crept into the top 5. They're still maintaining well, you can see a lot of yellow lights up here, which suggests caution, and that you only go in and buy stocks on days that are trending up. So in other words, we wait for the market to open, we see that the index is trending up, and then we go in cautiously and pick up some stuff that we like the look of. Speaking of Lend-Lease coming up onto the chart there, let's just take a quick look at the chart here. If I can find it. There it is. Okay, so quite choppy, and it does strike me that we are getting up towards the top of this range. I'd be inclined to say you might want to look for a breakout above these levels before actually buying that, because otherwise it looks like you might be buying at the top end of the trading range perhaps. I know it's trading on pretty good fundamentals though, so those of you who'd like to look at those sorts of parameters, then that's pretty important. The same thing would go for one that I mentioned the other day in the similar sort of space, property sector, is GPT, paying a pretty handy dividend, this one as well. It's around 5 or 6%. It's actually just down here, penetrated this inner upward trend line. You excuse those couple of little candlestick wicks, so I wouldn't want to see it sort of go much lower before I get a little bit concerned about that. Just follow up on one that I was talking about earlier this week and late last week, which is Caltex. Now I think it's coming under a little bit of pressure here because we've seen crude prices start to tick back up, and of course that's the primary input that Caltex has to buy to undertake its refining activities, and then it's also got to transport the product all over the place to get it to market. So that's why we're seeing a little bit of a sell-off here. Unfortunately, I didn't take profit at this $12 level here. Could have pocketed a handy dollar there, but pretty much back down towards the sort of near the entry levels where I started talking about it, down in the lower 11s, and sort of given that all back now, it's a little bit disappointing, and inclined to exit out of that position if it goes any lower. Okay, just thinking what else here that we've got outstanding. Probably just a quick one here to finish up on Medusa. It is slowly grinding its way higher here, it seems, and another 40 or 30 or 40 cents to back up to my entry point here, and then we can reassess from there. Okay, well that's it for me. Thanks very much as always, and until next time, happy trading and all the best. I think just an outtake is the way to play this market at the moment is just to buy the dips, and where you see value, buy it, where you see a profit, jump on it and take it. All right, bye-bye.